facing off the New Jersey Fives. I feel like we've seen this matchup a time or two, but this time it's now at the challenger level. Stefan Verne and Johnson Cola currently warming up on the court as you see the head-to-head matchup for Group A. The New York Hustlers 2-0 on the day. Right now, this also favors them at a 54% win percentage. I'm Cameron Irwin alongside Dominic Catalano. You got Kyle Yates and Jaume Martinez-Bick in his first Major League Pickleball appearance.
Yeah, and again, he's becoming more and more impressive on the double side of things. He is just like we talked about the last match, Cam, with Sam on these players that come in, and we mentioned Jaume Martinez-Bick in that sentence, and when we were talking about it, came in hot and heavy in singles, now trying to figure out the doubles game, and he is improving day in and day out.
Got some New Jersey Fives fans in the stands. There's a good look at Jaume Martinez-Bick, also somebody coming from the singles game, but Kyle Yates, one of the great veterans. It's going to be fun to see kind of the camaraderie between them. You see his DUPR score now on screen, 6.33. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I was, that's your, Jaume Martinez-Bick right there. Again, up-and-comer, learning doubles, and playing alongside one of the veterans of the game in Kyle Yates. And I was speaking with Kyle yesterday. We were texting back and forth, and there's a lot of people who didn't think he was coming to this event because he had previous engagements, but changed that up a little bit and is here, and that adds a lot to New York.
Now you look to Johnson Cola, 43 years of age, 6.39 is his DUPR score. Let's see his ranking as well. What might Johnson Cola and Stefan Verne look like playing alongside one another?
Well, they're coming off of a gold medal in Chicago where they played absolutely phenomenal. And again, you see these, Cam, and that's one of the cool things about MLP is you get players that get drafted together, may have never played before together, and they're like, hey, we got a tournament coming up, let's play together and see how it goes. Well, for Sincola and Auvergne, it went really well. They played incredible, came back, double-dipped a Rob Nunnery and Andre Daescu team in that tournament, and so they were playing really well. They have the capability to really bring it to Martinez-Bick and Yates, and I think what we're going to see is we're going to see a steady diet of balls to Martinez-Bick to start off, and we'll see how that goes for them. Maybe sneak a couple or try to go behind Yates a little bit, but I do like this matchup of Johnson Cola and Stefan Auvergne.
Well, and this will be very intriguing just considering the fact that I mentioned the New York Hustlers are 2-0 on the day. However, on the other side, the New Jersey Fives are currently 1-1, as are the Milwaukee Mashers, who are also in this group, which is Group A. The Frisco Pandas also in the mix in regards to Group A. They are 0-2 on the day. So look for New Jersey Fives as they need a win here.
Yeah, and again, it's what happens here, the pressure of MLP. You come out, if you start off well, which the Fives did. They came out, they won their first matchup in a dream breaker, then they lose to Milwaukee. Now you're in a must-win situation if you want to play tomorrow.
Well, we'll give you a little bit of an update as to how this one is going to shake out in terms of our orders. The Fives won the toss, which means they have several opportunities to choose different ways to start this match. So they decided to react. Then the Hustlers chose to receive. The Fives then proceeded to pick men's doubles, and then the Hustlers picked the side. Cameron Blackwood hanging out on the sideline of the court, giving us all the intel, chasing down each one of our player interviews. And I believe she's going to be taking this one off. So we'll see if we get someone else out there. You might be sprinting out to get a sideline interview, Dom.
Been there, done that, Cam. I'm not ashamed of it. We'll sprint down afterwards, and I'll take care of our courtside interviews, throw us to break, and join you right back in the booth.
Oh, look at this, guys.
Let's do it.
Multi-talented. Is it hard?
Cam, don't start. Don't start. We got a long weekend here.
Well, let's get into this. The New York Hustlers versus the New Jersey Fives. with a speed up. The net got some help, and Kyle Yates is already yelling at the stands.
He was making sure everyone understood that he's here. That's what he said. He goes, I'm here after point 1.
Stefan Avern finding the right hip of Jaume.
We saw already early a steady diet to Martinez Vic.
And John Sincola working with a third shot drive. Again, the target, Jaume.
Well, he took something off it too, so the ball's dipping to Martinez Vic right there. If he goes 100%, that ball's up to Martinez Vic. He's gonna take care of it just like he did right there. That was more of a catch and release though on the backhand.
Kyle Yates out of Fort Myers, Florida. He was on the Florida Smash in season 1. As well as also playing along with the Las Vegas Night Owls. He was drafted in the 4th round, pick number 47. Now in the challenger level, looking to climb the ranks again.
Good pressure right there from Johnson Kohler. A steady diet to the shins of Kyle Yates, and he can't come up with the third one.
Johnson Cole has done a nice job to this point on the backhand side with some of those resets, just not able to get all of that one.
Nice little Ernie right there from Stefan Avern. He reads the reset really well from Martinez Vic.
Stefan, the lefty, playing that right side.
Good pressure right there from Martinez Vic at the feet of Avern and Sincola.
And a missed serve earns another point. Tied up 5-all. Having some discussion about draft stock. Somebody that has increased their draft stock from season 1 to season 2 this year is Stefan Avern. Originally drafted in the 2nd round, number 24 in season 1. Now, in the 2nd season, round number 1, 4th overall pick. What have you seen in terms of his game that's grown?
We'll hit on that right after this point. Well, it's a steady improvement at the backhand. His go-to against him was to his backhand. He was not good at it. He self-admittedly needed work on it. He went back to the drawing board, figured it out, and now his backhand is not as weak as it was. Problem here is that it's got to be Kyle Yates to go to the backhand of Avern, and Yates isn't seeing many balls right now. And Martinez Vic, he's peacocking back there as he walks back, as he has this little flick winner down the middle. All about it. And same guy.
Looks like both teams still trying to steady out in terms of the strategy they want to utilize, what's working, what's not in the early stages of this matchup. Martinez Vic is starting to come alive right now on that forehand side. He's got a nice little drawback, creates plenty of topspin. It's almost about like a 70% speed up.
Nice little two-handed backhand there from Avern, and then almost catching it on the paddle, whipping it cross court. But you said it, Cam, it's a feeling out process here at 9-9.
That ball just dropped as it crossed over the height of the net. Little inside out from Johnson Cola.
10-9.
Getting that ball down low enough. It's tough in those firefights, but the one to do it first is typically the one walking away with the point. Finding his spot and executing. Martinez Bick shaking his head yes as he walks back.
Well, that's much better job. He picked the right ball to speed up at Auvergne, gets the pop-up he wants. Now my biggest thing for Martinez Vic, and you see it a lot for newcomers in MLP, is you want to try and play at a high level, and you feel that excitement. You have that kind of jawing back and forth, but can you find a happy medium where you don't get too high where your game kind of slips, but you don't get too low. You want to find that happy medium. We'll see if Martinez Vic can find that here as they're up by 1.
You know, we talked about just what an incredible standout Martinez Bick is on the singles court. Just to give you some context in terms of DUPR ratings, his singles rating for DUPR is a 7.03. His doubles rating is a 6.33. As a man who has done an incredible job, a great mover, reminds me a lot in terms of his ability to have great court coverage like Colin Schick. Also great energy, and that could be something that can definitely play into their favor in Major League Pickleball format. They set that up so well. Little outside to inside. Just couldn't find the overhead.
11-11.
Don't forget about a good return.
Yeah, and a great return right there, but also the wind is in the face of Johnson Cola right now, and he's off the back foot. He's really got to lean into that to hit that drop. Great spot for Johnson Cola as he has Yates trying to get to the forehand. Well, he reads his slide and goes into the body. Beautiful spot from Johnson Cola.
12-12.
Martinez Vic just went line to line on the attack at Stefan Auvergne. Look at this. Look at the preparation. Auvergne was all over it.
Yes.
He was well ready, but it was the missed tempo that created the problem. Lots of combinations coming right now on the side of the Hustlers.
Well, and if Kyle Yates starts to feel it right there and he starts speeding up as much as he is, that means he's dialed in.
14-12.
When he gets off a little bit with those speed ups, you'll see him slow it down, play a little dink rally.
Right now, Martinez Bick is creating problems. I loved it. The hold on his paddle. He's been speeding up on the forehand side through the middle, and instead he chose to play a little bit more of an extended rally and wait for an opportunity.
And we'll go back to it too. My biggest question coming in and seeing Yates and Martinez Vic play together was who was going to play the left. Because arguably Kyle Yates has probably been playing the most pickleball of anyone here in this complex for the most part. And he had come into the game as one of the top right-sided players. Was he going to give up the left to Martinez Vic and let him play free? Well, there's your answer. They're 2-0, and Yates is on the right-hand side. He's setting up Martinez Vic, letting him be athletic and play freely, and that has been an advantage to them here throughout the day so far.
The New Jersey Fives have been really tough throughout Season 1 as they are now into the challenger side, but they were the runner-up in Mesa at the premier level. And in Daytona, we saw Brendan Long step in for Tyson McGuffin for the New Jersey Fives as well. We saw Brendan Long just out on the court a game ago. middle of that, he tried to speed up from a reset position.
That was just a steady diet right there from Auvergne, and a good job of not trying to overhit this. He just kept the pressure on Martinez-Vick and waited for a mistake.
13-15.
Talk to me about that speed up, because easily Johnson Cola could have hit the snot out of that, but he chose not to.
Well, because again, Yates is expecting pace, so he goes off pace, right? He goes down at the feet, at the shins. He gets another ball that he could do something with. That was almost better than the first one. It's the same thing right there, Cam, and you hit on it. It's a great question for everyone at home, too, is when you get a ball up that high, your opponent expects you to put that away. Well, if you go off pace and go down, you get another ball that you're going to get. So it's playing that game, that cat and mouse.
That ball hitting the back line, giving it a funky bounce. So trying to slow the run of points on the New Jersey Fives.
16-15.
16-15. You're okay with that?
Yeah, again, I like the aggressiveness, and that's what Yates gives you as a partner. He's telling Martinez, go for that. I got your back. If they block it, I'll reset it. You can go for another one.
There's the redirect on the backhand side, Johnson Cola.
A little smirk from Sincola, too, going all the finger wagging and everything, and now we'll take the lead.
Sincola played tennis at the University of Illinois. Was introduced to the sport of pickleball back in 2018.
Oh, wow.
A firefight that just wouldn't quit goes the way of the Hustlers.
A nice little answer from the Hustlers. 2 in a row, take the lead back.
It's been near impossible to find that backhand of Auvergne down the line.
Yeah, he's doing such a good job of clearing himself right there down that line and getting to that forehand.
Sincola frustrated knowing he left that up.
Again, good speed up there from Martinez-Vick. Again, he's playing at his pace. He's dictating play right now, which is giving him a huge advantage.
That's just so tough. After all that work, you missed the the drop from the baseline.
19-19.
The New York Hustlers, oh, hold on. Stop the celebration. Johnson Cola mimicking a crying baby after a foot fault came at the hand of the New York Hustlers. I wish we got that on camera. Memes of pickleball. Try and find that one.
Getting chirpy today on the courts. Holy cow. Intense play.
And after all of that, now Kyle Yates goes to the net with the victory for the New York Hustlers. Took them a couple extra plays, but nonetheless, they pick up game number 1.
Yeah, nice job there from Martinez-Vick and Yates to come out on top, 22-20. Great job.
22-20. Let's take a look now back at one of the best firefights we saw in this matchup with your Margaritaville kitchen cam look back. I mean, we knew it was going to be this hands battle, right?
Had to be.
I like it. Kyle Yates sitting in the transition zone. Martinez Bick with a big forehand just a step ahead. The Margaritaville kitchen cam look back for you. Kyle Yates and Jaume Martinez Bick getting ready to have a conversation with Cameron Blackwood as the ladies get warmed up for the second contest in this match. Cameron Blackwood with the winners.
Thanks, Cam. A great match by you guys coming down to the wire there. A foot fault, but you guys were able to take the win. You guys matching up, putting you on the left, Kyle on the right. Whose decision was that, and why has that been successful today?
Well, I've been playing right all day except this match. so I'm just following the lead. What was the question?
You being on the left, why has that been so successful for you today in this partnership?
Oh, because I'm a secret weapon. Nobody knows it.
All right, so, yeah, secret weapon. There you go. GOAT of pickleball, you're also the captain of the New York Hustlers. What did you tell your team before stepping on against the New Jersey Fives that have had success here today?
Oh, I mean, our GM over here, Corey's been pumping us up, so I haven't had to do a whole lot. The captain is more just kind of like an honorary thing, I think, out of respect. But no, it was fun. I mean, obviously, I love this team so much. I didn't think I would be able to make it here this week, but with this team, I just couldn't miss it for the world. So I'm having a blast. I know these guys are upset, but El Cucuy ha llegado, and I'm ready to win this thing.
New York Hustlers take the first point, 1-0. We're going to come right back with women's doubles. Don't go anywhere.
Innovation is our specialty. Winning is his. Zane Navratil has won more than 40 Pro Gold medals and back-to-back Major League Pickleball titles. One of pickleball's most iconic and decorated athletes teamed up with our world-class engineers with one goal in mind: build a paddle that can dominate. The Zane Navratil Signature Paddle, designed for champions by champions. Available now. ProXR Pickleball. Innovation you can handle.
Dulce Vida Tequila. Tequila, pure and simple.
The all-new Prius. Toyota. Let's go places.
Women's doubles now taking the court. Shelby Bates playing alongside Allie Phillips, Sarah Ansbury, and somebody you don't even have to introduce because she'll do it herself. Jill Braverman now out on the court. One of your favorite players to watch and one of the ones that brings the most energy.
Yeah, just ask her. She'll tell you all about it. But yes, you have the team of Ansbury and Braverman, a very steady team. She playing with Sarah Ansbury. What that's going to do for Braverman is going to free her up to play a lot more loose, a lot faster, because she's got Ansbury there to kind of set the tone and reset a lot of balls for her. On the flip side, Allie Phillips and Shelby Bates, saw them play earlier, played very well. Allie Phillips was feeding off the energy of Shelby Bates. Bates played very clean. If she can do that, Allie Phillips is going to feed off of her, and they're going to be a tough team to beat. Expect some pace, some good speed ups from Bates and Phillips. Edge-wise, I think it's kind of tight here because I think that what you're going to see is Bates and Phillips attack Ansbury a little more than Braverman.
Ansbury playing on the right side, Jill Braverman on the left side, Shelby Bates to the right, and Allie Phillips on the left. And a tough first serve from Shelby Bates. She played for the DC Pickleball team in season 1. That is a wicked forehand from Allie Phillips.
Well, there's that pace coming and attacking early are Bates and Phillips. Wow, what a drive right there from Allie Phillips. She gets this ball at its apex and is almost hitting down on this ball.
Allie Phillips out of Southern Utah. Lehigh, Utah now.
That's good pressure dinking from Sarah Ansbury, and that's exactly what you're going to get with her. Steady, she's not going to miss many dinks unless she's pressured.
1-3.
Wow, Allie Phillips, again, making her presence felt. She was the 4th round draft pick for them, and I talked with Lee Waters about that a little bit, and they're like, yeah, we see a lot of upside in Allie Phillips. And so taking her in that 4th round alongside Shelby Bates, where she can kind of feed off of, was their thought process in drafting her in that 4th round.
Allie Phillips just 20 years old. Four to 2 now. Tough spot. Sarah Ansbury still coming in about 3 feet from the kitchen. That's a tough ball, shoulder height.
5-2.
I mean, she can hit with power at a point of extension better than I've seen a lot of women at the challenger level be able to do, and she's hitting a flat ball.
Yeah, and again, too, she's using her athleticism, too. You watch her, she's stepping over across that center line to take some of these balls from Shelby Bates, and now forcing an early timeout. I mean, you only get one timeout here, and using it at 6-2, something was seen on the sideline here from New York that they really wanted to implement here early on to change kind of this trajectory or where this match is going.
Well, and don't forget, the New York Hustlers have had a very solid day, going 2-0. The New Jersey Fives, they need this win, currently sitting at 1-1 in Group A. They also picked up the men's doubles competition, so right now this would be a big win for the New Jersey Fives. You mentioned Lee Waters working with this team. There's a good look. Allie Phillips on the right in the white hat, Shelby Bates on the left.
Well, when you have Lee Waters in your corner kind of helping you out, and was talking with, Shelby earlier too, and when they were practicing this week, talking about what that's like having her in your corner. And again, you can't underestimate having someone there in your corner, seeing what you don't see while you're on the court. Every other coach, every other sport has it. Pickleball's getting into that, and it just helps having that extra set of eyes from a different perspective. What a drop from Shelby Bates. Talk about pressure right at the feet of Sarah Ansbury, and Ansbury just didn't set those feet, moving through it into the net.
Reaching in, Shelby Bates finds one at the top of the noggin of Jill Braverman.
how do you silence Braverman is you take her out of it, right? And right now, what have you done? An 8-2 lead. You're not allowing her to use that energy to her advantage.
Sometimes I think those are some of the toughest balls in the transition zone, are the actual ones that have less pace, where you have to create energy and drop that ball back into the kitchen. And finally, finding success, they go the direction right at the belly button of Bates.
Well, Braverman, a nice step in right there, using her length to her advantage. And like you said, going right at the body of Shelby Bates. Great resets there from Ansbury on first three. The last one, she ended up on her heel, and he shows right there she goes about 2 inches, just a little too short.
You know, it's interesting to watch Phillips, because I've talked about just how she's so good in terms of the extension and creating power, her ability to take the ball out of the air. But what's also interesting is, even though she's long in terms of her arms, she also plays really compact. Just watch how compact she is when she's dinking, keeping everything within her frame. It truly is pretty impressive.
It is for a youngster like that, at only, like you said, 20 years old, to be able to have that kind of knowledge of what to do up at the kitchen line.
She was DUPR's #1 female college pickleball player in both singles and doubles just a year ago.
Nice ball there from Braverman, right at Phillips' right foot, and kind of jams her up just enough.
6-10.
Ooh, I like the move there from Phillips. She reads Ansbury going Ernie, so she speeds up at the vacated area, but just overhits it just a tad.
7-10.
And it's clear Shelby Bates just took a giant step to the left, started to get herself more involved.
Yeah, nice job there from Bates and the fives. As again, we talk about that ever important first matchup, going up 1-0. Now the last thing you want to do is go down 2-0. A nice here first half of the game in women's doubles for the fives to take that lead, trying to tie it up at 1.
You know, we always talk about players kind of getting iced out, like Jill Braverman right now, not seeing a ton of action in terms of ball coming her direction. What are some ways, if you're her partner, that you can get her more involved?
So what I'd like to see Ansbury do is, instead of going cross court continuously, trying to go down the line just a little bit more, maybe fake the Ernie, and then it'll have to force them to go cross court to Braverman.
So watch out for that as this match continues on, or excuse me, this game. But it's time. Let's take a look back at a replay. It is the knockaround play of the game. Let's see if we can get it dialed.
Bates, she feeds off of energy, and if her energy is good, and that's exactly what Lee Waters is trying to do with her, is keep her energy positive. And that's what you want to do with Bates, because she feeds off that positive energy. And I think Allie Phillips playing next to her too. Allie, big presence on that left side, frees up Shelby Bates to do what she needs to do, and that's play consistent.
It's a great drop to get that point started on the change of ends.
Yeah, just standing up through that dink right there. The ball is there for her to take out of the air and put pressure on Ansbury, but as she goes to hit it, she stands straight up, and that ball ends up on the bottom of her paddle. Oh, that ball never came up to Ansbury off of Bates's paddle. Nothing she could do right there.
Sarah Ansbury, the 3rd round pick number 29 in this season too.
A little confusion in the middle who was going to take that ball, whether Phillips was going to step into it or Bates was going to drop it.
9-12.
Ansbury thought that ball was going to go well wide. That lands right on that sideline. Nice ball from Bates.
13-9.
Some great defense from Sarah Ansbury to keep them alive.
Yeah, and then Braverman finds the hole in the middle right there. And again, she hits this about 60% and just finds the empty, vacated area as Bates just with the swing and miss.
Ansbury originally out of Portland, Oregon. Played for Portland State Vikings. Shelby Bates again, the fist to the sky, 14-10.
The hard part right there was Braverman never backed up when she needed to play defense right there, and she just stayed in the same spot.
Looking for a little poke. Too much on it from Jill Braverman, but wow, the hands battle, the defense really on display.
I mean, you just have the fives moving so well with Phillips and Bates. I'm loving the way Allie Phillips is playing right now.
15-10.
Yeah, there's no doubt Allie Phillips is looking to create, continuing to try and apply the pressure, even just watch her court positioning.
She's coming over and almost playing mixed in front of Bates on some of those drops so she can get involved.
11-15.
Wow.
And that's a beautiful complimentary point for the New Jersey Fives. The setup from Shelby Bates and the finish from Allie Phillips.
16-11.
And even that works, 17-11.
Well, Phillips just feeling it right now. And the point before, saw her go behind Braverman once, and what Braverman wasn't expecting was for her to go again. Because she hasn't done it the whole game, she does it again. And now goes off the tape and over Braverman's shoulder there for the winner.
Ooh, they just snuck away with one. The lob that was not quite into the depth of the court.
Tries to find that tight angle, does Allie Phillips.
17.
Yeah.
That's the angle she was looking for. You want to talk about patience. Patience from an overhead standpoint.
Shelby, just stand off to the side. I got this, all right? I'm going to take over right here. And again, she finally finds the angle, like you said, Cam, and it's all over from there.
And you know what's funny is, to Shelby Bates' credit too, in this matchup, before the end change, there was a moment where Allie Phillips had about 2, maybe 3 errors in a row, and it was Shelby Bates who really got them back into it, sliding towards that middle. So understanding
13-18.
what's happening, not only in your own game, but your partner's game. Who needs to step up at the right time?
nope call from Shelby Bates as they are cruising along here trying to even this up.
19-13. Point 14.
Jill Braverman, one of the best at the challenger level.
14-19.
First round, pick number 5 for the Hustlers. At the right time. Great footwork and execution.
Well, that's Shelby Bates gets the put away, so she gets all the credit in the end, but that's set up by Allie Phillips on the step-in on the first one. She sped that up at the right time, shocked them a little bit, and Bates gets the put away.
Women's doubles goes the direction of the New Jersey Fives.
Wow.
What an outstanding performance from both Bates and Phillips.
It's just clean. It was very clean, Cam. There weren't many mistakes. Shelby Bates feeding off of Allie Phillips, where usually it's Bates trying to create the energy. Allie Phillips brought it all. She created that, and Bates just played that perfect sidekick roll.
You know what's wild is Allie Phillips was the 4th round pick, number 45 for the New Jersey Fives. There is not a doubt in my mind watching her play. She is going to soar in that draft stock.
Cam, there's only 48 picks. She was 45. She was almost forgotten about, and look at how she led that match. Unbelievable.
I'm in awe right now. That was an outstanding performance from Allie Phillips as well as Shelby Bates, currently standing courtside with Cameron Blackwood. Take it away.
Such an incredible performance, really dominating performance. It looked like you guys were in a lot more sync from this morning's match. What did you guys discuss in between the break to step out and play like you did?
We actually switched sides, so that really helped us. It allowed Allie to be more aggressive. I was just going to keep balls in play and let her be super big, stick to our strategy, and it obviously worked.
And you did just that. You were moving and creating so much. What were you seeing on the other side that allowed you to have so much space to work with?
I just felt like being ahead of Sarah, I could probably just be more aggressive. I knew Jill was a really aggressive player, so I was trying to keep it away from her, and that was the game strategy, and it worked for us, so it was fun.
Fives tied up 1-1. We're heading into mixed doubles right after this. Don't go anywhere.
If sweat is your body's natural way of cooling itself down, then condensation is a beer's natural way of saying, drink me. Michelob ULTRA, superior light beer.
The all-new Prius. Toyota. Let's go places.
Match point. It's all up to me. Nothing can get in my way. And when they ask, what are you gonna do next? I'll say, I'm going.
We're going to Margaritaville!
You can go to Margaritaville too. Visit MargaritavilleResorts.com.
Thanks.
Jake from State Farm, I really need to know.
Go spicy or go home, right?
What? No.
Welcome back to Championship Court. We are all square at a game apiece here between the New York Hustlers and the New Jersey Fives. The Hustlers coming out on top in men's doubles 22-20, but then a great answer from the Fives in Shelby Bates and Allie Phillips taking it 21-14 over Braverman and Ansbury. And it looks like we are going to have a Ansbury Yates versus Phillips and Sincola matchup here in the first mixed doubles matchup
15 seconds.
of this match. New Jersey Fives needing a win here in this match overall to keep their hopes of moving on to the quarterfinals alive. New York Hustlers sitting pretty at 2-0 already today.
0-0.
Allie Phillips to serve to start us off. And good pressure right off the bat from Johnson Cole on a third shot drive.
1-0.
Nice Ernie there from Sarah Ansbury, and that's what you're going to see a lot of, I think, is Yates pushing Ansbury to that sideline and letting her play to grab that Ernie. Job of Kyle Yates getting big there in the middle, putting a ton of pressure on Sincola and Phillips.
2-2.
Out call made, currently being challenged.
So an early challenge here is the teams have 3 free challenges throughout the 4 games that they play. 1 timeout per game. An early challenge here from the Fives.
So they're going to look back at this currently.
Looks like we got a challenge.
But I want to go back to what we heard from the conversation of Allie Phillips and Shelby Bates. They talked about how they switched sides. They, in fact, did have a loss earlier in the day in their women's doubles competition against the Milwaukee Mashers. Rihanna Valdez and Krista Getcheva, 22-20. So Valdez and Getcheva picking up the win there, so making the switch. So there's a lot still to be figured out for so many of these teams in the early stages of Major League Pickleball. Here's a look. That's a great shot. Nice job, Boxcar.
We got a great crew in there doing their job, and that's a good challenge from New Jersey. The ball's pretty much inside the line.
That is a great shot right there, but it's, again, to go back to it, speaks to how much still has to be figured out, making the changes necessary, and all of a sudden you have found your rhythm. So watch for Allie Phillips and Shelby Bates maybe to stick with that throughout the rest of this competition. Again, the New Jersey Fives 1-1 on the day. New York Hustlers 2-0. The Frisco Pandas also in this group, 0-2. The Milwaukee Mashers and Frisco Pandas still have to face off against one another.
Milwaukee's 1-1 as well, correct? You said, right? Milwaukee 1-1, Jersey 1-1.
Correct.
So win here for the Hustlers would put them sitting pretty. Looking forward to maybe a bye past quarters into the semis.
Well, and that's what I was just about to say. Let's talk a little bit about MLP format, currently in the round robin stage. So 3 groups of 4 teams each. 2 teams come out of each group. And they take the top 2 seeds based off of several categories, and they earn a bye straight into the semifinals.
So call was called in, but yes, Cam, you hit that right on the head. If you're sitting 3-0, it does sit you in a good position to possibly get that bye into the semis.
The New York Hustlers looking to do just that. Vicki Ryan with our call video review.
Time in. 3-2. Set out. 24. Come on, here we go. Point 3. 3-3.
Ooh, and that's a nice move from Cirkul, but I think he got a little alligator arm right there. He felt Phillips coming for that one too.
4-3.
I usually think the reference is T-Rex arms. I like alligator arms. I mean, we are in the South. It makes sense.
And I live in Florida, so used to gators.
Five, 3, the Hustlers up by 2. No, it's hard. This is where it gets so interesting. We talked about the aggressive play from Allie Phillips in the women's doubles. She goes straight into mixed doubles, and your role changes so significantly. How is she going to manage that?
Yeah, you're exactly right, because she was the alpha in women's doubles. Now she almost has to play that sidekick role to Cirkul and let him be aggressive in the middle.
5-5.
You got to pick and choose her spots wisely. Yes! Or you can just do that. 6-5, the lead now on the side of the 5s.
I know you're liking Allie Phillips the more and more you see her.
I'm really impressed. Is that ball out of bounds? Immediately, Cirkul and Phillips look to the New Jersey 5s and ask if they should challenge. Kyle Yates says he is going to stick with his out call. So another challenge on the side of the New Jersey 5s. They won their first, if I'm correct.
Yes, yep,
they won their first, so they maintain their 3 free challenges.
So we'll see if they get this one right. It was another close call. Yates was staring right down at it. He really watched it all the way down. If you see the replay, he was over the top of it.
We'll see what happens.
So we'll get a chance to hopefully see that as well, as it stands right now, 6-6. In a very important mixed doubles matchup to put you up 2-1. Whoever wins this one sitting pretty going into that second mixed doubles matchup.
Here's the look.
Ooh, that one actually looks wide. Another close call right there.
Actually, I do think that is wide.
Yeah.
I think that's the right call from Kyle Yates.
Michelle Bumgardner, our video referee, stepping in, giving Vicki Ryan the news of what she saw. We'll get that for you coming up shortly. Again, a tight one here in the first mixed doubles matchup.
Currently looking through the team standings, the Hustlers up at the top along with the Black Bears. Call stands, ball out of bounds.
That's 7-5. 7-5, Jersey serving.
I think We're just going to rethink this one real quick. Ball out of bounds, so the Hustlers get the serve here.
Yes. Just a little confusion here for a short second.
Also important to note before this serve, the Las Vegas Night Owls 2-0 on the day. So those are your top 3 teams right now.
That ball jumped up on Sarah Ansbury right there. Good topspin by John Sincola, putting that pressure on Ansbury.
7-6.
Just drops enough for Ansbury to walk away with the point, but that is some unreal hands battles from both Phillips and Sincola.
7-7.
Hit it right there. Now a little off-pace speed up right at the body of Sarah Ansbury by Sincola. Great decision.
Yeah, and this is where you have to get a little wary. If Sincola works around that backhand to find his forehand, more often than not, he's looking to speed up.
Good spot right there from Ansbury. She wasn't speeding up much right there, but she goes at the right shin of Allie Phillips right there. Causes a little bit of an issue. I like that speed up from Ansbury.
I mean, that was an unreal touch play. They didn't walk away with the point, but again, Allie Phillips putting on a show. I'm impressed right now, though, with the way Ansbury and Yates are coming after this New Jersey 5 side. One of the things I've noticed is they're picking and choosing the right times, looking to the backhand side of Sincola, just to kind of keep him a little bit more on the move, not even so much as to keep him out of the middle.
Yeah, absolutely. You're trying to get him moving and trying to keep him from a standing, comfortable position.
Yeah,
right there, nice drop.
I think you want to try and get, honestly, Allie Phillips a little bit more involved. So if you can get Sincola to stay maybe just a half step to that sideline. Where you have to be careful, because what's interesting too, if Kyle Yates goes cross court to the Sincola sideline, that's where they've gotten themselves into some trouble, because he has sped up at Ansbury, who has at times been a little bit hit or miss on some of those counters. So maybe it's the more line-to-line dink that could create some problems.
Well, and here's the issue too, is that now all of a sudden Phillips and Ansbury cross court, Ansbury zoned in. The last 3 points she didn't miss. She was finding the right spot, and she even sped one up at, like I said, that right shin of Phillips and found some success there. So that's what's given them that 3-point lead right now, leading into the end change, is Ansbury a little more dialed in. Now, how do you do and get away from that? It's tough, because what you would say typically is, okay, let's try and find now the left foot of Ansbury. How do you do that? It's tough to, because Yates is pinching middle so hard. So what's Sincola and Phillips going to have to do? Try and go behind Yates a little bit and keep him honest and create some chaos.
We talk so much about it, creating chaos, but a little jump and jive right there for you. Wiggle those shoulders. You know, it's funny, I just looked up in the stands to that same couple that was up there wiggling their shoulders,
yeah,
and they just threw their hands up in disgust that the music turned off.
Keep the music playing. Keep it playing, Aaron. Right on cue, Phillips goes behind Yates, but Yates is full sprint right there. He's got to slow down just a little. the ball's there for him to punch down.
Again, score tied up, 1 apiece after gender doubles.
Well, that's a good ball right at the feet of Ansberry. She's upset with herself because she didn't move her feet to clear herself a little more.
The return sent long. That serve did not come more than 3 inches above the height of the ground.
And what's happening is the wind is going from the bottom of your screen to the top of your screen right now, so it's at the back of Yates and Ansberry.
I come from the world of beach volleyball where there's so much discussion about the wind, and it plays such an immense factor. One side is considered the good side, one side considered the bad side. Is that true in the game of pickleball?
100%. But I don't think it's good side, bad side. I think it's preference. Some players like playing into the wind where they can rip. Other players like playing with the wind of their back so they don't have to hit as hard. So again, it's not even side to side is good or bad. It's what you prefer.
Sincola off the corner.
John Sincola running right through there and taking that Ernie. Beautifully done, great read. As Ansberry thought she had him because he pinched so hard to the right.
But it's been interesting. A few errors have come on the side of Allie Phillips on the forehand side, kind of volleying that ball, trying to take it out of the air. Especially on that cross court from Ansberry. Almost trying to leave it up, but Sincola, I mean, do we give him the bird?
Do not call him 40-something, please. He admittedly said, "I'm one of." No, I did. But I'm saying, using that athleticism, as he admittedly said, he goes, "I'm one of the older players here." He goes, "And I'm trying to still stay in this game," and he's doing a great job of it. But yes, I called him 40-something.
But see, there again is the effect of going to the backside of Sincola, creating some space. Allows the New York Hustlers to just find a little bit more offense. And there's the response from the New Jersey Fives.
When you even have Kyle Yates with a little paddle tap going, that was a nice point right there and a good spot from Allie Phillips.
15-14.
Talk about some hands, the New York Hustlers. It's not often that you see that many forehands in a mixed doubles competition from the right sider.
No, exactly. And again, the key though there, Cam, is who's going to get the ball down first. And it ends up being Yates and Ansberry getting the ball down at the feet of Phillips and Sincola.
It was 15 all, now it's 16-15. This one has gone back and forth and back and forth.
16-15.
But again, the same thing, the difference for the New York Hustlers right now is kind of attacking more that right side of Allie Phillips, causing some indecisiveness. That time, just a nice location as she's moving through the transition zone.
Wow, what a good spot right there from Johnson Cola. As Ansberry thought he was going to dink that, she pressed and came all the way to the kitchen line and then just gets caught up. Perfect spot at the right hip.
But how did he speed up that ball? And again, the cross-court ball from Sarah Ansberry. That's what's been working, that cross-court speed up. But again, to
hit on how he sped it up.
I mean, he goes, again, inside, works those feet around the ball and finds the inside in up the line. And it's tough. If you're Ansbury, you're trying to take such a small sliver of court, but he still found that right side. And that's a big difference maker.
Right, much better job. Allie Phillips clears herself, gets to the two-handed backhand, doesn't allow Ansbury to find the forehand. Nice job and good adjustment from the youngster.
18-17.
Took the pace off, tried to create a good angle and some shape, just inches from victory.
I think it's there because he's got Yates pinching middle so hard.
Sarah Ansbury sticking it tough. 3 backhands.
When there was an opportunity for Phillips to get on top of this ball, she can't do it and get it down to Yates. And Yates counters that by getting on top of it and getting on top of that point.
18.
They changed the pattern. I do want to go hats off, though, to Kyle Yates. Just gave enough time as he chased that backhand drop. Slowed it down, just left it in the kitchen. Gave his team a chance in that point.
19-19.
Allie Phillips, just when you need her. Ansbury's sitting in there with that backhand counter. She's found it time and time again, but that time it goes the way of Phillips. Game point now for the Fives.
20-19.
Just when you needed her, she finds the final rolling volley on the forehand side. The New Jersey Fives up 2-1.
I'm telling you right now, if anyone gave Cam an opportunity to be a GM, Allie Phillips is on the top of her list. She is in love with this girl, but so am I right now. She is playing so well. She's the difference in both of those matches that she's been a part of. Wow.
So impressive. Allie Phillips coming in clutch. Love the way they fought, though, in terms of Sarah Ansbury and Kyle Yates. They really did put together quite a strategy in the middle of that game to really give themselves a chance. It was something to be impressed with. Right now, Cameron Blackwood is standing alongside Allie Phillips and Johnson Cola.
Thanks, Cam. An incredible match. Allie, you're just playing lights out right now. And don't want to say you're the baby on the court, but everyone was a veteran out there. How do you just mentally prepare for a moment like this?
Well, I mean, like you said, I have a team full of veterans that have played MLP, and they've just kind of taken me underneath their wings and have mentored me and just encouraged me and supported me. So it makes it really easy for me to do my job and just play loose, which is what I'm feeling right now. So I love this team. They're awesome.
And MLP is so much about momentum and energy, and how important is it to get this first mixed doubles?
Yeah, I mean, we've been having success with our mixed most of the day. We feel like that's a strong part of our team. So, you know, anytime going into the mixed, we feel pretty confident, and so we're going, and hopefully Shelby and Stefan can finish it.
Fives go up 2-1. We're going to come right back with our last mixed doubles match right after this.
Thanks.
Jake from State Farm, I really need to know.
Go spicy or go home, right?
What? No. What if I'm not sure I have the right coverage for my car?
Oh, your agent can help me make sure it's just what you need.
What if I accidentally hit a food truck and it gets covered in empanadas?
You can file a claim on the app. At State Farm, we're there for your what-ifs.
Thanks.
Oh.
Spicy, that's for you.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of Major League Pickleball. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of Major League Pickleball.
I just didn't want to look like everybody else. It just didn't suit who I was. It didn't fit my persona. It didn't fit my image. I rep the stuff because I love it. I rep because it's quality, and I like the fact that I look a little fly. It's been huge because it identifies me. I feel like I stand out. People reference me to the shirts all the time. They know me as the guy who wears the flashy shirts, and I'm cool with that.
The Fives up 2-1 over the New York Hustlers. A second mixed doubles matchup about to get underway. I'm Cameron Irwin alongside Dominic Catalano. And this group, they're playing for it right now. The New Jersey Fives, it seems like they have sorted through their lineup and have figured this out. They're just one mixed doubles win away from picking up a win over an unbeaten New York Hustlers team.
Yeah, and it'll put them in a really good position to move on to tomorrow's quarterfinals or semifinals, wherever they come out of. But again, it's not, you want to say it's a must win, but again, with only 3 matches to play, it's really tough to come out of pool play at 1 and 2. We've seen it happen before, but it's very tough. You're sitting pretty if you're 2-1 or 3-0, obviously.
Well, speaking of what's interesting, you look to Group C right now, the SoCal Hard Eights, St. Louis Shock, the Seattle Pioneers, as well as Los Angeles Mad Drops have been fighting in that Group C.
So Braverman and Martinez Vic gonna come out here and try and force a dream breaker here on championship court with the New Jersey Fives.
There's a look at the head-to-head, this one in favor of Martinez Vic and Braverman, 52 to 48.
It's a tight one.
I don't know. I think the X factor here is going to be Martinez Vic.
I would agree with that. Again, he played really well on the left side with Yates. But a difference maker here is going to be, because Alvern's left-handed, it puts Bates straight up on Braverman. That's going to be the matchup to watch here, is Braverman and Bates straight up, and who handles it better. And Braverman's already getting loud. I like it. Bates gives it right back.
You knew it was coming.
Well, 2 players who are not very shy on the court, that being Bates and Braverman. Like seeing that excitement. MLP brings it out in all of them.
To make things more interesting, the Milwaukee Masters and the Frisco Pandas currently in action in this same group, now heading to a dream breaker, in a dream breaker, 9 apiece.
The ball just a little wide there. Alvern all over that call. Good pressure, pushing Bates off that kitchen line there. Forcing that ball on her left foot, jamming her up just enough.
And another for the New York Hustlers. So if you have those 2 forehands in the middle, where are you looking? Are you going to the backhand side of Alvern?
I'm going to both backhands with Bates and Alvern right there, and trying to force something, force some pressure, and let kind of those backhands kind of misfire a little bit. And if it's going to happen, it's going to happen in bunches from both of them, from Bates and Auvergne. Ooh, off the tape. Unlucky there for Auvergne, but a nice attack from Martinez-Vick.
4-4.
Bates and Auvergne very familiar with each other, played with each other on the DC team last season. Playing together again with New Jersey this season.
Again, Martinez-Vick, that forehand through the middle. What a dink. Shelby Bates with a little winner.
Yeah, nice cross-court dink right there. Had Martinez-Vick pinching really hard in the middle here. Watch him come up right up that center line. She goes right behind nicely.
I always wonder, because you always get the first two back. That third is the one that will get you every time. Should you just stay there and hope to get that third, or can you make a different move? Can you maybe try and find a different position? I always wonder, can you get offensive at that point or not?
Well, that's what I would do right there, is I'd try and get offensive, because again, they're going to the same place more than twice.
Yep.
After the second one, you have to time it up and try and change something up. So get offensive and try and turn that into a counter instead of a block.
New Jersey Fives, GM Ryan Harwood, excuse me, former Division I player, captain of the University of Pennsylvania men's tennis team. Also one of the more vocal GMs you'll see out there. The New Jersey Fives, of course, being owned by Ryan and Gary V.
7-8.
Ooh, and Bates and Auvergne, just a little miscommunication right there in the middle of who was going to take that. Bates ends up leaving it for Auvergne, but he thought she was going to take it, so into the net it goes.
Shading to the forehand, but is that out of bounds?
It looked out, but Auvergne and Bates couldn't get their head around fast enough, and no help from the bench either. From the naked eye, it looked like it was long.
10-7.
Calling that good. 10-7, the Hustlers. Watch out. That's some partner-on-partner crime right there.
Martinez-Vick just stepping into that forehand and going off the left leg of Shelby Bates.
Someone just got a new tattoo.
Nice job from the Hustlers coming out on top of this end change. And again, that tattoo being supplied by Martinez-Vick on the leg of Shelby Bates.
We mentioned the ownership group for the side of the the New Jersey Fives for the New York Hustlers. They've got quite a few names involved, including LeBron James and Maverick Carter, and Draymond Green, Kevin Love, a few more. Paul Rivera.
Very basketball heavy on
Very
that team.
basketball heavy. Daniel Seelman also a part of that group.
So in control are the Hustlers on this end change.
15 seconds.
Looking to force a dream breaker here, which would be our first, Cam. We haven't seen one yet.
Third match of the day.
Yep.
2 of 3 have gone to the Dream Breaker here on Championship Court.
Nice spot there from Shelby Bates. Instead of going hard at Martinez-Vick, who's at the baseline, she goes a little inside-out backhand at the right foot of Braverman.
It was interesting. We could talk a little draft strategy one of the top picks in the challenger was Stefan Avern. So you have to think, if you're picking a lefty, you got to find a female that can play the left side alongside him. Oh, and this time it's a tattoo, and a facial tattoo.
Again, I think it's twice that Braverman's gotten hit right there.
Those are always the ones that your mom gets a little worried about.
Yeah, gotta protect the moneymakers. Wow, nice drop from the baseline by Shelby Bates, putting that pressure on.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
10-11.
That is a nasty serve, and Jill Braverman looks down and goes, that's the exact same spot that Sarah Ansbury had a little bit of a hard time with in the gender doubles competition. There was one serve that hit it.
Oh, Bates was on it. She cannot believe. But the problem was she led with the elbow, dragged the paddle behind instead of leading with the paddle and getting out in front. Good combo from Auvergne right there. He goes at Braverman the first one and then at Martinez-Vick on the second. Good 1-2 combo from the big guy.
12-12.
She nearly had that, and she gave up on it.
He hit her paddle.
Let's go.
You don't see that every day.
No.
Let's go.
Five starting to make some noise now as they have the lead, 13-12. Timed it differently.
Well, Stefan Auvergne time right here. You're exactly right, Cam. The timing was off on that. Why? Auvergne took something off it. It got a little low on Braverman. I like it. I like that spot from Bates. I know it's to the Martinez-Vick forehand in the middle right there, but I like it because what does he have to do to play that? He's got to step back. If he steps back and pulls the trigger, it gives both Bates and Auvergne a little more time to see it and counter it like that point right there.
Well, and it's interesting too, Martinez-Vick, in terms of his speed ups, his favorite so far has been that forehand through the middle. Right now, that is a place you do not want to go against two forehands in the middle.
No.
And that's the difference. That is where Martinez-Vick has got to get that ball to.
Yeah, and Bates has been on those right there, but that one may be a little off. That was more self-defense. But she's been on a couple of those.
Now looking to slide and open up that forehand. Crafty, we haven't seen one like that from Stefan Auvergne quite yet.
No, and again, not a bad idea, but just overhits it a little bit. It's there because Braverman's not going to get a paddle on it, but just overhit a little bit too much.
14-15.
That's the tennis right there. That's that tennis volley right there. It's tough because you don't control it as much as you do off the strings of a tennis racket, and he just catches it a little too flat.
14.
It's the spot right now, and I think the five see it. They see that spot in the middle is the spot they need to be, and they are successfully poking at it.
They're talking, let's go.
17-14.
17-14, Shelby Bates taking a look at the ball.
Call the score. 17-14.
Oh, Nice.
And now it's Braverman. She went to the backhand side of Auvergne trying to keep him neutralized. And look at this. They may be stacking.
And they will be. Look, they're going to put Braverman on the left here.
15-17.
And a second shot for Jill Braverman. She came to play.
All of a sudden, I like it. A little life here from Braverman and Martinez-Vick. And it wasn't like anything was going wrong. They just saw something they liked here.
They're going to continue to stack here. Braverman playing the left. Oh, that was the drop. That one just hurts your soul if you love pickleball.
It hurts your soul. You're going deep, Cam. It just hurts the soul. At 17-16.
Oh, that is a bummer, but I do like the switch. So this is interesting here. New Jersey Fives take a timeout, and rightly so. A different approach coming to them from the New York Hustlers. What's the counter move here for the Fives?
I don't think they change anything, but what it does is now it puts the females cross-court from each other. So what's got to happen is Bates needs to be careful in the middle because Braverman's going to look to flip middle like she has twice now. She's got to cover that if she pulls Braverman wide to her backhand, where she's going to look for the two-hand flip in the middle. So we'll see what adjustments get made here. If I'm Lee Waters, that's what I'm telling them right now. Watch that middle.
Well, and don't forget, during a timeout, you can switch sides. So now that was my question is, are they going to get rid of the stack and actually just put Braverman on the left side? And they have here. It's one of the times that you can change which position you are in. On the right or the left is a timeout, whether it is called by your team or the opposing team.
Time in, 18-16.
Just a little too much right there from Auvergne. He had a nice setup, but just goes a little too much, tries to make something happen.
Well, Braverman took a shot as she was sprinting back to the kitchen line. A little bit risky, but ends up paying off for her. From off the court. That's how long Stefan Auvern's arms are. He doesn't even have to be standing in the blue to still hit.
Well, he hit such a heavy ball right here. Some great defense from Braverman just to get two of those back, but then he just skips that ball right through the middle.
19-17.
Fives up by 2, 19-17.
That's not the right time there for Auvergne to take that ball. He can take it, but he's got to reset that. Speeding up from 6 inches off the ground is not the answer right there.
Timeout, New Jersey Fives.
And another timeout called 18-19. And you also have to think that you have one of the most impressive strategists in the game sitting on the side of the New Jersey Fives, Lee Waters. If anyone knows what to do here, it's going to be her.
No, absolutely. And again, the thing is now Braverman wanted to do this. Even though it takes Martinez-Vick's forehand out of the middle, she saw something where she wanted to go cross-court with Bates here. And it's just giving Bates enough of a fit that it's causing holes and a little bit of indecision from Auvergne and Bates. We'll see what answers they have from Waters on the sideline here as they have a 1-point lead. They get this side out, they would be serving for the game and the match here.
Well, and don't forget, New York Hustlers have yet to lose a match on the day. They're 2-0. The New Jersey Fives 1-1.
Time in, 18-19.
Just too much power there from Stefan Auvergne.
Fives now with not only a game point, but a match point.
18.
Oh, and the flip on the two-hand backhand into the body. That's filthy.
That's a big shot at a big time there from Jill Braverman.
Get this stuff. Get this stuff.
Yahtzee.
19-20.
Braverman was on the right. They decided to stack there.
Nice job there, Auburn speeding up in the middle. Good spot.
Second chance now for the New Jersey Fives to close it out.
Nowhere to keep it.
In order to pick up the game, you must have the serve.
Wow, good defense there from Auburn.
And again, it was Braverman back on the left side. What are they going to do here? They're going to stay. This is where they've scored the majority of their points. 20 all. Oh, a fist pump and a thumbs up on the opposition.
Nice hands there from Shelby Bates, and it gives her and Stefan Auburn another game and match point.
Their third chance at match point.
Here, baby. Here we go. Here we go, Shelby.
21-20.
The poach and the winner. The New Jersey Fives picking up the win.
Huge poach right there from Shelby Bates. She reads the drive of Stefan Auburn and finishes it down the sideline. Great job. And then into the arms of Auburn.
She wrapped that thing up and around her head. What a poach from Shelby Bates to close out the match. The New Jersey Fives now 2-1 on the day, as are the New York Hustlers. Those team standings are going to get real interesting as our night continues on. So the New Jersey Fives making some switches in their lineup, their roster in terms of where players are being positioned. It worked in their favor against the unbeaten New York Hustlers. Again, this is from Group A.
We're waiting for the team to stop celebrating for a second so Cameron Blackwood can have a word with them.
Yeah, they just want to have a little bit more fun. Why not? I mentioned that the Milwaukee Mashers and the Frisco Pandas were in a battle, a dream breaker. That went the way of the Milwaukee Mashers. So this is going to be a wild, wild group. But right now it's the New Jersey Fives standing courtside alongside Cameron Blackwood.
I have a very happy New Jersey Fives here, going so happy with that win. You guys fought so hard. There was so much, a little bit of drama with that match. But how are you able to stay so composed in those big moments?
I mean, I feed off that energy. I love when we all get fired up, and I just got big at the end of that match. I let Stefan do his thing and finished it off for him.
And Stefan, got to go to you, because in that mix, they decided to stack and then officially just switch and then go back and forth. How is that changing your patterns when you were having Jill straight up from you?
I mean, they first flipping so much, I was confused. I didn't know what was going on, but I just decided where to go and went there, and Shelby cleaned up perfectly, so I'm super happy.
And like I said, you've just been playing lights out all day and getting better throughout the day, but just how proud are you of this team for finishing strong today?
I mean, it's such a mental game, and it's a physical grind too, so I'm just super proud that we were able to pull it out. It's been a long day, and we'll see how the results turn out. So,
Fives take the win in this one. They are getting this point up against the Hustlers. We'll be right back with more Major League Pickleball.